Essayons. I am back for part 3 of the crazy commuting rant or chat. I don't like the word rant. The commuting chat. Commuting chat, as Paul from Richard and Paul would say, though he would say it louder than I did. So the next thing I guess I want to talk about in this series is what motivates me to want to garden, to homestead, to do YouTube. Those things could all be separate, but they kind of tie together at this point in our lives. So I guess the gardening thing and the homesteading thing, those two are the most closely tied together. And what motivates me is my family, my wife, my kids. I want to have a better way of life for them, a healthier life for them. I want to have some control over what we eat and put in our bodies. And I just want them to understand some of the things that I think is lost nowadays. A lot of folks don't know where their food comes from. They don't know, how to grow things, how to process food, how to save food. And I don't want my kids to grow up and not know those things. Of course, we're in the YouTube generation, but a lot of folks aren't going to go to YouTube to see how to save marigold seeds or how to save tomato seeds. People don't think about producing their own bone broth, beef broth, chicken broth, seafood broth, vegetable broth, and they want to go out and they buy it and they don't think about what's in there. I actually had a comment on our old channel. I got something from one of our local stores and I had it delivered, and one of the comments at the time, which somewhat bothered my wife. I'm pretty diplomatic when somebody says something. I've got thick skin and I'm usually able to reply in a way to not antagonize folks or to elevate things, to turn it into drama. But they say, why would you order that and have people deliver that to your house? You don't know what's in that food. And I said, when we grew up in small town Georgia, we had people deliver our groceries all the time. We grew up in a small, poor, rural community where you trusted your neighbor, you trusted the grocer. You didn't worry if you ordered $50 worth of grocery. Back then, they would pick it up from the grocery store, they put it in their truck and they bring it right out to you. That's the type of community I was in. And I still somewhat think about that, but then at the same time, the more I thought about it, I said I can understand why that person feels that way, because nowadays you've got people that are putting things in food, they're going to restaurants, they're ordering some food and finding chicken heads in there or rats, roaches, whatnot. And I don't really worry about that as much, but I can understand why people could be paranoid. But one way we combat that is by growing our own tomatoes, by making our own foods. We love to cook. I love to cook. My wife, she likes to cook. I don't know if she loves to cook as much as I do, but she's a good cook. She can cook basically anything that we ask her to cook. She's not the foodie that I am, who just sees a recipe and says, oh snap, I need to try to cook that. But she came here from the Philippines. She didn't know how to make rice. She didn't know how to fry chicken. There were so many things that we would laugh about. Well, I would laugh about when she would try them the first time, but she's a quick learner, and now she can do the shrimp and grits as well as I can. Her fried chicken is better than my fried chicken, but we like making our food because we know what's in it. But some things, if we want to make our beef broth, we know what's in it. We know how much salt is in it, what ingredients went in to make that. And you don't always know that. So that's one of the things that motivates me to want to grow a garden, to have our own chickens, to get our own eggs. We know, they're as organic as we can make them because we feed them. We know they're not getting, medication or chemicals to boost their production. We don't even do light in the wintertime to keep our hens laying. We think it's natural for them to have a period to recover, so we don't do that. So in the cool months, we go and we buy organic eggs from the grocery store. Are they really organic? We hope so, but we don't really know. So we like to control the things that we can, and that's why we garden, that's why we homestead, for ourselves, for our kids, for our family, and that's a big motivator. The YouTube part of it is a little different. I've explained that, well, some of you may not know, we had a channel before, this is a new channel, but we explained that, for us, YouTube started off as just, entertainment, then it went from entertainment for a geek like me to, watch music videos, to watch, animated, music videos, things like that were fun and entertaining, to, how-to videos, how to change this, how to work on the truck, skills that you don't have that people have and we're sharing on YouTube. I would love to watch that, and eventually I said, well, maybe we can do that. Maybe there are some things that we know that we can share. And as we started off, sharing things that we were doing in the garden, showing ways that we did it, we quickly found out, there's a lot that you can learn in this community that you can share with folks. They can share back with you to show you, better ways to do things. It's just a fun process now. We obviously didn't get into YouTube for the money, even though there's times I would tell my wife, back with the old rule, I can put on a Wookiee mask and get a million views and make, X amount of dollars. That was a fun thought, but it's also just like the lottery. You always say, okay, I'm going to buy a ticket, I'm going to hit the lottery, I'm never going to work again. The reality is you're going to buy that ticket, and most of the time you're not going to make any money. It's the same thing with YouTube. There are folks who their channel's going to grow, they're going to make money. Are they going to make enough to make it worthwhile? Maybe. I don't know if we'll get to that point where what we invest is worth anything that we get back out of it. But for us, just the community itself, you can't beat that, especially for an introvert like myself and my wife. We are good with people. I said on the last video, I'm in an industry where we provide services to help people. One of the reasons I'm in the commute today, I had to go out and present to people, and I don't have a problem doing that, because that's my job. I have to work with people. I have to go out and present sometimes, but, if I didn't have to do it, would I do it? No. If I could sit and work on my homestead and talk to my neighbors when I want to talk to them, and, chat with people when I want to, but not have to go out all the time, I'd do that. I would love to be in a situation, like a lot of homesteaders who don't have to work off the property and can just focus on that, but we don't all have that luxury. And YouTube is a great balance for that. I can interact with people on my own terms, and get the best of both worlds. I can be to myself when I want to be to myself, and I can chat with folks on YouTube, and a few of them, I chat, by text and, other ways too. But YouTube is great for folks who want to be in a community, but you want to do it on their terms, and to learn on their terms and share on their terms. So, it motivates me that aspect, I guess from a personal standpoint, to be a part of something bigger than myself, but to be a part of it on my own terms. So, long ramble, long chat, but I got time on my hands today, so I'm not even halfway home, and I've been in traffic 40 minutes. So, as always, this is Rob, the Sapper Gardener, representing Essayons Family Garden. This is a commuting chat. God bless our great country, America. God bless you wherever you reside in the world. God bless your garden, your homestead, your allotment, that you have bountiful harvest, your kitchen to have wonderful meals, and God bless your family to have health, success, and prosperity. Take care. Sapper out.